What up, everybody who talks boxing, comments about boxing, makes boxing videos? What I want to talk about today is welterweight supremacy. The battle has begun. Now, there's a lot to talk about here. So, you really have, let's see, you got Keith Thurman, Errol Spence, Kell Brook, Amir and Manny Pacquiao. You pretty much exclude Danny Garcia. He's out the picture as far as welterweight supremacy is concerned. But these are the 5 names that we got to look at. So, I'm just going to give my thoughts on a couple things. I'm going to state some facts. So, the first one I want to talk about a little bit is Kell Brook. We have Kell Brook, who at 147 is still undefeated. His only loss is to Triple G, but we won't hold that against him because that's 2 weight classes above 147. So as far as his welterweight career is concerned, he's undefeated. He beat Sean Porter and holds the IBF belt currently. So, it is what it is. He doesn't have a whole lot there. He's tried many times to get that fight with Amir, and when it comes to that situation, I'm on Kell Brook's side. I think Amir just has made excuse after excuse why not to make that fight. And I'm going to get to Amir in a little bit. Then you have Errol Spence Jr., who is also undefeated. At least, let me see. I guess you could say all these guys are undefeated. Well, except for Manny Pacquiao at 147. As far as Errol Spence is concerned, we just have to see what's going to happen when he fights Kell Brook. Errol Spence has a lot of momentum going for him and has had for some time. And he's definitely somebody you have to take in consideration. But I do think that he's getting way more accolades than what he should be getting at this time. But we'll see. Because if he can knock out Kell Brook, let's say in the first 3 rounds, well then, he deserves every accolade that he's gotten if he does that. That's all I gotta say. If he can knock him out in 3 rounds, then you have to think about it. Even though we're not really counting the Triple G loss, if you can knock out Kell Brook quicker than Triple G did, that's something. So let's say he does that, then I would say, well, even though he was getting those accolades prematurely, it's almost like all those fans who are doing that are like Nostradamus. But it's still, as of right now, it still remains to be seen. But we'll see. I'm reserving judgment. I'm not going to assume he's on PEDs. Innocent until proven guilty. You can analyze whatever you want. But I'm not about... It's like I said in a previous video. I'm not interested in drugs. I'm interested in boxing. And yeah, I do think that all fighters should be clean. But I also think that if you don't have proof that someone is cheating, you shouldn't just assume that they're cheating. You can push for an investigation, but I don't think you should ever assume that they're cheating. So let's go ahead and talk about Manny Pacquiao real quick. let's go ahead and talk about Manny Pacquiao and Amir Khan at the same time. Because they have a match coming up. And as far as Manny Pacquiao is concerned, I mean, I really think that he should have just stayed retired. As much as I like Manny Pacquiao, he's probably my favorite active fighter right now. As much as I like him, I think he's kind of screwing things up for the welterweight division as a whole. And let me explain why that is. Because him being a Bob Arum fighter makes it very hard for him to fight Haymon fighters. All the champions, with the exception of Kell Brook, are Haymon fighters. And Kell Brook, he fights under, damn, I can't remember his name right now. It's early in the morning. That's all I gotta say. You know who I'm talking about. That guy over there in the UK. I can't believe I can't remember his name right now. Now that's gonna bug me for the rest of the day. Anyways, I'll look it up after I get off this video. But y'all know who I'm talking about. Not Frank Warren, that other guy. Can't believe I can't remember. Because he's also the promoter for AJ and Victor Ortiz. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Anyways, it's possible for him to get fights with Haymon fighters. And it's possible for him to fight, Bob Arum fighters. But Bob Arum fighters, it's very difficult. It's possible, but it's very difficult for them to get the fights with Haymon fighters. So when you throw Manny Pacquiao there in the mix, and the fact that now he has the WBO title, in a way, it feels like that title is being held hostage. Now, he has this fight with Amir Khan. And as far as who I want to win the fight, I actually have reasons why I want either fighter to win. Now, as far as Manny Pacquiao is concerned, I want him to win because I like him more than Amir Khan. I always have. I mean, at one time, I couldn't stand Amir Khan at one time. Now, I have a bit of a different outlook on Amir Khan. I mean, he's not my favorite fighter. I probably wouldn't even say that I like him, but I respect him. But as far as Manny Pacquiao is concerned, I mean, I want Manny Pacquiao to beat him. But there is a part of me that wants Amir Khan to win. And the reason why I want Amir Khan to win is simply because if he is able to get that WBO title, that will make it a lot easier for us to see a unified or undisputed, we already have a unified, but an undisputed welterweight champion. Not saying that it can't happen with Manny Pacquiao, but the thing is, Manny Pacquiao is at the end of his road. That's the other thing. Now, if Manny Pacquiao wins, and he's able to get a fight with either Keith Thurman or the winner of Brook versus Spence, then that would be preferable to me. I just find it very highly unlikely. So, back to Amir Khan. Yeah, I hope, just for security of seeing an undisputed welterweight champion, I want Amir Khan to win. just for that. Because I'm a boxing fan first. So I don't think the furtherment of Manny Pacquiao's legacy trumps the furtherment of the sport as a whole. I just don't, that's just not how I see it. But if there's any chance that Pacquiao would be able to make that fight, that, you know, make a fight with either of those, well, then I want Manny Pacquiao to win. But it's like I said, it's just unlikely. So I talked about Amir Khan and Manny Pacquiao at the same time. Now, for the sake of messing around with Shady Slim, I'm going to talk about Keith Thurman and Amir Khan. So here's some facts. All right, so Keith Thurman has 2 belts right now, WBA, WBC. As of right now, Keith Thurman is undefeated. Amir Khan is not. Amir Khan, we won't hold the Canelo fight against him because we're not holding the we're not holding the Triple G fight up against Kell Brook. So it's only fair. So I'm not going to count that loss. But he is undefeated at welterweight as well. His win over what's his name? His win over can't believe I'm over here getting on. I'm forgetting names. It was like his second welterweight fight, I think. Second or third. Golly. Can't believe I can't remember these names. Anyways, he had a very controversial win over. It was that one guy. It was the last one that Spence knocked out. He's from New York. He has a college degree. He's Danny Jacobs' dietitian. I can remember all that information. Can't remember his name for some reason. But anyways, it was a controversial win. A lot of people feel that Amir Khan lost that fight. Amir Khan lost to Danny Garcia. Let's talk about common opponents. So Amir Khan lost to Danny Garcia. Keith Thurman beat Danny Garcia. Keith Thurman has 2 belts. As of right now, Amir Khan has none. Unless you want to count the WBC silver, which is only second place to Keith Thurman's WBC belt. As far as common opponents, let's get back to that. Then you got Luis Collazo. Now you could look at that fight really in 2 different ways. You could actually put it in favor of either fighter, because you could say that Amir Khan's performance looked more convincing. You know, you could say that it was a more dominant performance. You could definitely look at it that way, because Keith Thurman did get hurt in his Collazo fight. But you could also look at it in favor of Keith Thurman, because Keith Thurman still stopped Collazo. Now, there's some controversy on that stoppage. The thing is, when a fighter quits, he quits. And that's what happened. I mean, people seem to think that there's some kind of conspiracy that Heyman paid him to do that. That's fine if you believe that, but I mean, he quit. So it is what it is. So one's a stoppage, one's not. But then you can also take a look at Julio Diaz, who Keith Thurman stopped and was more dominant over than Amir Khan. So I could be missing some information here, and it could just be my Keith Thurman bias, but between the two, I just think Keith Thurman looks better. No homo. But yeah, I think he looks better as far as his accomplishments and what you can compare between the two. I think he looks better. Now, Amir Khan is the bigger name. He has the bigger fight coming up against Manny Pacquiao, which I'll give it to him. That's better than any name that Keith Thurman has. But as for what has been done so far, I think Keith Thurman looks better. Shady Slim, feel free to leave a comment or make a response video. And, I mean, it's to be expected. I'm pretty sure that this is something that me and him will never, ever agree upon. But it's all good. I still like Shady. Shady has always been a good friend to me. Like when he messages me on Twitter, he's like a genuine dude. So I'm not doing this to really get under his skin. It's just a little friendly tomfoolery. But anyways, I mean, what do y'all think? Who do you think is going to be the supreme welterweight? Because it looks like we could have an undisputed champion soon. It's possible. And so like I said, I would prefer for Manny Pacquiao to be in that mix, but I just find it unlikely. So for that fact, that's the only reason why I want Khan to beat him. But otherwise, if he beats Khan, I mean, that'll just be another loss on Khan's belt. It'll be his first one at welterweight. And, I mean, does that make Manny Pacquiao Thurman's mandatory? Because if so, and they can make that fight, I think that'll be very, very interesting. I think that if there's any chance that Keith Thurman could beat Manny Pacquiao, it would be at this point in Manny Pacquiao's career. And if he's not able to beat Manny Pacquiao at this point in his career, then Manny Pacquiao deserves big props. A lot of people like to give Floyd Mayweather props for fighting, the fighters that he fought. Manny Pacquiao, if he were to fight Keith Thurman, that would be a fight that Floyd avoided. So, but anyways, to my subscribers, anybody watching my videos, or if you just so happen to stumble on this video, hope you have a wonderful, blessed day. Peace.
I am so authentic. I'm so authentic. They try to figure me out, but this is not a gimmick. Hi, hip hop. Don't act like you don't know me. What? We got the same mama. Don't you try to disown me. I'm just a mixed breed. Call me a day walker. Cause I walk in the sun, but at night I'm a stalker. If you looking for blood, come run in my lane. The vein never runs dry. There's plenty of it, man. I speak an ancient language. They don't understand me. It's called the truth. I break it down. They try to reprimand me. Miss Lorna, she spoke it. They tried to revoke her. They drove her crazy like Morgan Freeman did to Miss Daisy. I am not